welcome back to my channel. My name is Anissa, and today I'm going to be talking about 5 mistakes that I made this year, which I don't want you all to make so that you do well in your exams. So without further ado, let's get right into it. So, the first mistake is to not start studying 3 to 4 days after an exam. Okay, so usually our school year starts in January and ends in December. So our finals usually rolls around in November and ends around the first week of December. And then we usually get our results by December 11th, December 12th, or December 15th. Actually, that's too late. We usually get our results by December 1st sometimes. So now what I do after getting my results is I used to think that everything is over after an exam. Like, you don't have to study, I don't have to work, I don't have to do anything in the world. I just do anything I want, literally anything. Like, I watch YouTube, I watch the TV, and I exercise, I do anything I want, but I don't study. So after doing all of these, January comes around, and then I still think, it's still the starting of the year, and then I don't study. January ends, February also comes up, and then I still think the same thing. And then March comes up, and then I have the midterms by then. I feel like, I need to start studying now. But then I still don't study. I procrastinate by the stress of studying. And then I literally study on the day before an exam, and I also cram for an exam, and then I don't do well. So this happens for the first 2 exams of each year, the first midterms and the half yearlies. And after those 2 exams, I realized that, I need to study a lot harder and I should have started earlier. And so then I study very well for the second midterms and the annual exam, but I can't catch up. I can't catch up because last 2 exams, the half yearly and the first midterm, were also important. And because I didn't do well in those exams, the final result goes really bad. So never make this mistake, okay? Just start studying 3 to 4 days, at least 7 days after your exam ends. Like, you can also have some break after an exam because you worked hard, you had a really good exam. So that's the only reason why I think that you should have at least 5 days of break or 3 to 4 days of break. If you want, you can also have 2 days of break, and then after those 2 to 6 days or 7 days, you must start studying, okay? Don't make this mistake. So the mistake number 2 is to not doing enough revision. So what I used to do is I used to study 1 chapter only 1 time, and then I don't do revisions. I didn't used to do revisions. Like, I used to think after studying 1 chapter that, I understand everything. I understand the whole topic, and I studied the chapter or the book really well. So I didn't even revision 1 single time. So by the time exam rolls around, I just tend to forget everything that I had studied a few weeks ago. So then I have to restudy everything all over again, and which is actually really tiring and frustrating, and also doesn't help you get good grades. So learn from my mistake and do at least 5 revisions. You can always try active recall for revision, and you can also try blurting for revision. So blurting is when you just write out some topics. So what I mean by writing out the topics is you just don't read your textbook or don't read notes, and then you keep the notes or textbook away, and then you just write down everything that you remember or know from that topic. So then you just write everything, and then you just see if you wrote correct things or not, or you just wrote wrong stuff, and then you just match it. So if you got anything wrong, and then you'll just read or learn the information again from that notes or textbook. Another thing that you can do is that you can form questions while studying, which I'll explain later in my later videos. So after forming those questions, you can always re-question yourself while revisioning. So yeah, that's actually a very good form of revision. So the third mistake that I have here today is to not doing enough practice questions. So, practice questions are actually super duper important. It actually enhances your preparation. It makes your preparation really, really good. Like this year, I got an A minus for my maths exam. Do you know why? Because I didn't do enough practice questions for geometry. Yes, if I'd done a lot of practice questions for geometry, my preparation for geometry would have been a lot better, and I could have done a lot better on maths. Like I could have gotten an A plus on maths, which I couldn't get because of not doing enough practice questions. So learn from my mistake and do enough practice questions, like at least 5 practice questions, okay? So the fourth mistake that I have here is planning your whole day. Like I literally don't recommend planning it. Like you might hear most YouTubers saying that plan your whole week, plan your whole day, or plan your whole month, and then they just recommend you all these like fancy planners and fancy apps like Notion or something. But let me tell you, they don't work, okay? They just don't work. Like they didn't work for me. So like I tried planning my whole day and my whole week as well, but I couldn't follow it for any reason. Like either I procrastinated, or I was feeling tired, or I wasn't in the mood. So instead, what I would recommend is making a to-do list. Like make a to-do list, make all the tasks that you need to do, and write all of it down, and then just follow according to it. That's it, as simple as that. But don't make a schedule. Just make a to-do list whenever you want to work. So the mistake number 5, meaning the last mistake that I have here, is not writing your answers according to the marking scheme. So this is a mistake that I've made in grade 6 online exams. Luckily, the online exam results weren't added to the finals. So that's the only reason I got straight A pluses in grade 6. So what I did is I wrote only 4 lines answer, whereas I had to write at least 8-line answer, like an 8-line answer or a 2-page answer. But I didn't do it. I literally wrote a 4-line answer, which is like a half a page, and then I got really poor marks because I didn't know the marking scheme. So first of all, what you need to do is to just know the marking scheme and then just write according to it. That way, you'll always get good marks. Like you'll be guaranteed that you'll get a good mark. Alright, so these were the mistakes that I've made in my previous school years and as well as this year, which I don't want you all to make. Don't make these mistakes and get the results that you all want. Y'all got this. Bye!